What's up there, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for joining me for another week of the EPL. Now, I know I do not have a video from last week, which was week 7. I faced Brady, aka Murkiri. He completely want me. Like, he kicked my ass, and I was like doing something at the moment when I was trying to battle, and I would have had to do post-game commentary. I could not do live commentary, and I don't really like posting things that I don't do live commentary in. Plus, he just completely destroyed me, so I figured there was no point. You could just go to his channel to see it. And I didn't really have time this week to actually edit, so I mean, it was the first week that I've ever done that, and I don't really like doing that, but I could do nothing about that. If you do want to see our battle, go to his channel. I'll leave the video and the link to his channel in the description below. Anyway, today we're going to be facing Preston, aka Snooze, this week. This is going to be week 8. We are currently 6-1? I think we're currently 6-1. The Pokemon that are available to use this week, because I'm not going to have time to edit this one, so I might as well just say it right here on camera, are going to be Venusaur, Swoobat, Typhlosion, Rosereed, Klinklang, Kingler, Butterfree, Galvantula, Aggron, and Lucario. I kind of figure there's going to be a lot of Lucarios this week, or like Venusaurs, or maybe even Typhlosions with the Choice Scarf with Eruption. We're going to be using our Venusaur, and this team was kindly given to me by Andrew Davis. Again, all of the EPL players, and he is another EPL player, are going to be in the description below. He gave me this team. This is a team that he had actually used at Dell's Regionals. He did fairly well with it. It's a very solid team. It's a very bulky team. The Celesteela is actually a really cool set. It does not have Lead Seed on it. It has Misty Seed, and it takes advantage of the power that is granted by acrobatics after you use your he has a Venusaur too. After you use your I can't even think right now. After you use your Misty Seed, after you use your item. Okay, so he is going to have the famous core of a Charizard Venusaur, which could be Pledge as well. This could be regular Venusaur, and like Life Orb, take advantage of Chlorophyll. He knows exactly what he wants to use. With the Mamoswine, the Amoonguss, Kartana, and Lele. Wow, okay, so Incineroar is going to do a lot of work in this match. Literally can annihilate his entire team. Question is, do I want to lead it, because he does have the Lele. If he doesn't lead the Lele, then he could probably switch it in. So I kind of feel like I'm going to switch in my gonna lead the Incineroar, because he leads the 2 starter Pokemon. I can at least fake out the Charizard, even if he switches into Tapu Lele. If he leads the Tapu Lele, I'll be able to get up my terrain last, barring the fact that it's an extremely slow Tapu Lele. My Celestial looks really good against his team, other than maybe the Charizard. And I have an Assault Vest Lander, so I'm actually going to bring the Landorus right here. Fortunately, I'm not going to be able to bring the Venusaur, because he does have the Tapu Lele, which can decimate the Venusaur. As the Charizard, although I get Thick Fat, can do a lot of damage to the Venusaur. And he has the Mamoswine, which also can outspeed the Venusaur and still get off a lot of damage. Again, I am Thick Fat, but Icicle Crash still has the chance to flinch, and it does a lot of damage to the Venusaur, especially if I've been chipped. Alright, so we're going to go with our, wow, not a lead that I was anticipating. I was anticipating, like, a starter lead at first, to play it safe. Could have the Lele in the back also for my Venusaur, and to switch the terrains, and to also switch in on my Fake Out, because, if only Incineroar got Intimidate. If Incineroar got Intimidated, it'd be so awesome right now, because I can just honestly go for a, like, I just go for an attack with my Feeny right now, but I am kind of, worried about him going for a Leaf Blade, but he can also go for a Protect Earthquake, so that'll do a lot of damage to my Incineroar. And the Pokemon that I'm likely going to fake out right here is going to be the Kartana. I'm going to go for the safe Flare Blitz into the Kartana, though, and I'm going to protect the Scout to see what he wants to do, and also to save a lot of damage onto my Feeny. Let's see if he does switch into the Tapu Lele. Yeah, I didn't want to go for the fake out, because that was either obvious. Either he was going to protect the Kartana, which was the Pokemon that I was going to fake out, or he was going to go for the Earthquake, and then, I'm sorry, Earthquake Protect, or switch in, okay, Tailwind. Oh, please don't be a freaking Z-Talon. And thank God you did not go for the Z-Talon right there. Although, this would have been able to take it out anyway. Let's see if it is... Okay, Focus Sash. I was going to say, if you didn't go for Z-Talon right there, you're definitely Focus Sash. Alright, so this isn't necessarily the end of the world right here. Going to go for a Flare Blitz. The Incineroar is so good in this matchup, though. I kind of want to save it. So what I'm actually going to do is, I am Assault Vest. He's probably going to Moonblast my Incineroar, if anything. Maybe even go for a Sacred Sword into that. So I'm actually going to double switch right here. I'm going to switch in on a possible Sacred Sword right here, and then a possible like Moonblast or Psychic into the Tapu Fini. I'm going to preserve my terrain as well, and then I'll bring the Celesteela in. He could also go for a Leaf Blade into the Fini, which would be quad resisted by my Celesteela. So bringing the Landers and the Celesteela in the back was actually pretty good. It covers attacks that my opponent can throw at each one of my Pokemon that I had led with. We're not going to proc the Misty Seed, unfortunately. We could potentially switch into Fini, but I don't know if I want to do that against a potential Leaf Blade on my Landers. Let's see what he wants to do right here. Leaf Blade, yep, okay, into the Celesteela. It's going to do negligible nothing. I'll just say nothing. And it's probably going to be into my... oh, he's going to double up, okay. That's a really smart double up, and that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. I'm just going to actually Earthquake right here. Earthquake, and Earthquake would take out the Kartana. And Heavy Slam? Who does he potentially have to switch into Heavy Slam right here? Because Beanie's really, I mean, Lele's aren't really doing anything. He could go for the Psychic into the Landers. It's not going to knock me out. I mean, he could switch into the Charizard. He already revealed that he has the Mamoswine, which would take super effective damage against the Heavy Slam. So I just go over the safe Heavy Slam into Lele. Something's going down right here. So he's probably going to go for the double up into the Landers. The double up, oh wow, that does a lot of damage. Holy crap. It goes for a Moonblast, so that's definitely choiced. Wow, that takes me out. That's choice specs. Yeah, that's definitely not taking me out if it's not choice specs. Because I am Assault Vest, and a really bulky Assault Vest Landers at that. That Leaf Blade at -1 actually did a hell of a lot more damage than I anticipated it to. So something was going down right there. Okay, so if I bring in the Incineroar right here, I do threaten the Kartana. He's going to have one more turn of Tail and double up after this. I'm going to bring in the Fini. We could play the Mind Games. Going to switch up the terrain. Because, obviously, what I want to do right here is protect my Fini. Shit. Yeah, the Charizard switching in right there is actually bad. And the Kartana actually should be at, yeah, neutral right here. Well, no, it's still at -1. Okay, so you Heat Wave and Leaf Blade, which still don't think that would take out my Fini. So he's in a -1 on the Kartana. Could also double up into my Fini as a Solar Beam and a Leaf Blade. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this extremely safe. I'm going to protect my Fini right here, and then I know that I did get the Beast Boost with my Celesteela, and I got the Misty Seed boost. I'm still going to switch out. I'm going to play it safe so I can get my Incineroar in here. Because he's probably going to go for the Leaf Blade and the Heat Wave play. I should be able to take it with relative ease on my Incineroar, the Heat Wave at that, and I can go for a Fake Out and then a Muddy Water. The Fake Out will be able to clean up the Kartana, and a Solar Beam wouldn't be able to take out my Fini. Or I can even go for a Calm Mind. But then I'd still have the problem of the Kartana being on the field. Alright, let's see how this wants to work itself out. It's going to go for a Sacred Sword, actually. Wow, was he covering for the Incineroar switch-in? And a Fire Pledge. And that does not proc my berry. I am extremely intrigued at that. Extremely intrigued. I must have been like 1 HP away from it proccing my berry. So if I would have going for the play that I had in the back of my head, which was protect the Celesteela and go for a Muddy Water right there, I would have been in a really good spot, because then I could have switched into my Incineroar and then gone for a Protect, and I would have been able to fake out the Charizard, maybe get up like a Calm Mind, and then the Mamoswine really can't do much against my Fini. So, not going for that play really did kill me right there. But I was not expecting the play that he had gone for right there. Although that was a really good play. I could have just protected the Celesteela and have been in a really good spot. But what do I do from this point on? Because I obviously can't switch out. I can't protect my Feeny, right? I mean, honestly, all he has to do is go for a Leaf Blade and a Heat Wave, and then he's pretty much set in his ways. Or you could just double up the Feeny. I'm just going to go for a Muddy Water right here, and then obviously I can't lose my Celesteela this early on. I'm just going to go for a Protect. This is an obvious play, but there's really nothing I can do in this position. He could go for the Solar Beam Leaf Blade, though. Let's see. Leaf Blade. Yeah, so he's going to go for the Leaf Blade. Let's see if he goes for the Solar Beam. That's a critical hit. So that definitely didn't help the cause. But let's see if he does go for a Solar Beam, or if he just goes for a Heat Wave. Because either way, I would have been in a really bad spot. And he goes for a Fire Pledge. Okay. Yeah, so it's... At least we know it's Pledge, but... getting really unfortunate. Not because of... Parson played awesome right there. Like, he called everything. Called my switch in on... I don't know whether or not he actually called my switch in. He might only have like Leaf Blade in close... I'm gonna Sacred Sword, and Sacred Sword is the only thing that could really touch my Celesteela from his Kartana, and I should have realized that, and switching to my Incineroar would have been really bad, but I anticipated him to go for a Leaf Blade instead of targeting down my Celesteela slot. So GG's to Preston right there. We're gonna go into a game 2. Hopefully we can bring this back to at least push it to a game 3, make this a game. But I say unfortunate because of the rolls. That roll on my Incineroar, that was terrible. That didn't proc my berry. It should have procced my berry. Might have been like 1 or 2 HP off. Because I am Mago Berry on my Incineroar. Because then at that point I would have been able to survive that Fire Pledge. I would have been able to go for a Fake Out on either of the Pokemon. Probably just onto the Kartana. Even the Kartana was probably going to go for a Protect. And then I could have went for like a Muddy Water for some damage. Or I could have just targeted down the Charizard to read into that. And the Leaf Blade without a crit wouldn't have been able to knock out my Feeny anyway. And then I could have gone for a... you know, another Muddy Water. If I would have hit, I would have been able to knock out the Kartana. And then the Mamoswine in the back really can't do much to the Feeny. Granted, I can go for a Earthquake, but, you know, still not doing that much. Still don't know what item the Mamoswine is on it. It could be Choice Band. But the Lele is definitely Choice Specs because it was going for Moonblast into the Landorus. And if I had to guess that it didn't have any Life Orb. Recoil, and it was only going for Moonblast, and if I were him, I would went for the Psychic to take advantage of the Psychic terrain, and he went for a Moonblast instead, so that means to me that he is Choice Specs, and it took out my Landorus, and my Landorus is a very bulky Assault Vest variant. Okay, so what do? I don't necessarily think my leads were that bad. It's just him switching his Charizard in onto my Feeny and then my Celesteela put me into a bad spot, and the Kartana proved to be a really big nuisance. I'm gonna lead the Incineroar again. Now, how do I think he adjusts to that? I think he'd bring maybe the Venusaur Charizard in the front. Still think the Landorus is the right call right here. I still think the 4 Pokemon that I brought is the correct call. The reason why I'm bringing the Celesteela and Incineroar in the front because I'm also flaunting the Fake Out. And I'm also pressuring the Knockout onto the Kartana if he does want to lead the Kartana. Granted, we get a Tailwind, but all of his Pokemon on his team, barring the Amogus, are already faster than my team, so I'm not really counting on that. I don't think I have speed control on this team other than the Zapdos, but the Zapdos really doesn't do much in this. So I use the same leads right here. Leading with the Celesteela basically pressures him not to go for a Earthquake right here. I'm going to go for a Fake Out, break the Focus Sash, and I'm actually going to switch it into my Feeny because the Mamoswine will be switching out before my Celesteela. So another reason why I led the Celesteela is because I can underspeed his Mamoswine switching out into his Feeny so that I can get my Misty Terrain up last so I can go for a Fake Out into his Kartana and then break the Focus Sash, and then in the following turn I can go for a Flare Blitz. But now he brings in a Charizard, which is a really interesting call. Let's see if he protects the Kartana. If he protects the Kartana, it's actually a really, really good play on his part because it'll preserve the Focus Sash. Alright, let's see what he wants to do. And he does protect. Wow! He is playing really well right now. Wow, okay. Alright. Just to get himself into a better position, really good switch in because it pressures my Celesteela, and you're also preserving your Focus Sash if I had gone for a Fake Out. Wow, he's playing really good. I'm going to go for Flare Blitz right here, and I'm not going to play safe. I'm actually going to play a little risky right here and go for a Muddy Water. Hopefully we hit the Muddy Water, because barring a crit, this Leaf Blade should not be able to take us out. Let's see. I could also, like, switch into my Landorus and stuff like that. He could play around that and go for, like, a Fire Pledge into the Feeny to call that. But let's see what he does right here. I'm really interested to see what he does. He goes for a Sacred Sword, okay. Probably going for a Sacred Sword. Yeah, like, that did less damage. Like, I had less damage. Or maybe, no, I had 52 damage. Or 52 HP. Double up into the Incineroar. Awesome. Perfect. Calling my Protect. We hit the Kartana, which is great. So I think it did... he brought us down to 52 HP last time. Which, in turn, didn't proc our Berry. And it... wow, we completely screwed the Charizard over right there. And we're going to be able to go for a Flare Blitz into the Kartana. And he didn't go up Tailwind, but it doesn't really matter because the entire team is essentially faster than my team anyway. Alright, so Incineroar did its job right there. I think I might want to preserve the Incineroar so that I can Fake Out again, but the thing is, who do I switch in? The Charizard's a huge problem for my team. I'm going to switch it into Lele. Okay, so he's probably going to go for like the double up into the Tapu Fini. I don't have another Weather Setter either. So he has Protect, probably to protect Solar Beam, Fire Pledge, and maybe another fire move like Fire. Heat Wave. He also has to be worried about my Incineroar. So he's probably going to go for like a Fire Pledge and an Incineroar. That would be the safest play. I'm just going to go for Flare Blitz right here. I know it's kind of risky. And then I'm going to go for a Calm Mind, try to get myself set up. And then I can maybe like stall the Sun out and then get a free switch into my Landorus. Yeah, he's going to go into the Incineroar. And then he's probably going to Moonblast into my Feeny. I would personally... I know you get the extra damage with... isn't another critical hit? Is Tapu Lele that strong with Choice Specs? Holy lord. Oh my goodness. That thing is broken. I'm a huge fan of using Tapu Lele. I don't really like using Tapu Fini. After Memphis Regionals, I had vowed never to use Tapu Fini again, because Tapu Fini is absolute garbage and misses all of its attacks. Now I am pressuring the Charizard. Question is, does he double up into the Landorus, because I have been protecting my Tapu Fini? I think I should still play it safe right here. I could also just go for the knockoff right here. He could just double up the Landorus, though. I think he doubles up the Landorus because, I'm gonna go for Rock Tomb right here, and then I'm gonna go for a Muddy Water. I think he doubles up the Landorus. So wow, he brings out the Charizard. Okay. Mamoswine, that's actually pretty damn good. Psychic shouldn't be able to take out my Feeny, and let's see if he had actually gone into the Feeny. This is going to reduce the Mamoswine's speed, which is good if it's Choice Scarfed. Psychic into the... Wow, I could have just protected. Okay. Holy God! And the Mamoswine avoids, of course. Wow! Holy... This is... Why do you think I didn't want to use Feeny ever again? Feeny is absolute and utter garbage. It's so bad. It is so bad. Oh my goodness, it's so bad. I'm just going to protect right here, and then I'll probably just switch out on my Celesteela after this. Okay, alright, good. At least he went for a Psychic into the Feeny. Wow, Feeny is so bad. And we're speed tying right now, because we went before the Lele last turn, and the Lele just went before my Landorus right here. And he's going for the Icicle Crash. Yeah, I forgot. Why did I not think that he would not go for the Icicle Crash? I forgot about that. Alright, then I'm gonna bring our Celestial right here, and there's just absolutely no way I can win this game. Oh man. He just has the matchup against my team. The Charizard is just so good against this team. There's really nothing I could do for it, except for my Feeny. But when you get the Feeny chipped this hard, and he's got a Lele that can do as much damage as it has been, and the Kartana, and he has the Venusaur too, which can really do a lot of work to my Feeny. He has a lot of hard counters to the Feeny. The matchup isn't there, and that's exactly why I lost last week too, because I had nothing for Brady's Celesteela. So when you don't have a good matchup, you're just gonna have to take those losses. Ultimately, there's there's really nothing I can do. I mean, I can go for the Acrobatics into that, and then a double protect. Because the Feeny's going down right here if I don't get the double protect. And I do get it. I do get it. I'm not too concerned about the Feeny because I could just take that with my Celesteela. Let's see. Probably go for an Icicle Crash, yeah. Wonder if it's Bandit. I don't know. I personally don't like... That's Bandit. I don't personally like using a lot of choice use. That doesn't take it out? Wow, Celesteela is so disappointing. Wow. Wow, that's really disappointing. Celesteela fucking sucks. Alright. Yeah, so there's no way we win this game now. That's Stab, and I have a lot of attack investment. That's Stab Acrobatics. Granted, I know I'm not getting the boost because I didn't use my item. But still, it's Stab Acrobatics, and I am a lot, I have a lot of attack investment. I was anticipating that to take, I mean, although it doesn't really matter, he's got the Charizard in the back. And the Lele could have just went for the Psychic into the Feeny, and then we just been able to take that out, and then the Feeny wouldn't have been able to really threaten him too much. Anyway, I wish I could have put up a way better battle than I did, but he really did have the matchup. The matchup was just terrible for me. Majority of his Pokemon really do well against my Pokemon. I really wanted to see the Celesteela shine right there. Unfortunately, I didn't bring the Venusaur. I don't think... neither of us brought the Venusaur, and the Venusaur is the one that we brought from the list. So, good games to President aka Snooze. Check out his channel. It'll be in the description below. I've lost 2 weeks in a row, so I gotta pick my game up. I really don't have too much time to team build. Therefore, Andrew gave me this team. And last week, I literally had no time to team build, so I used the team that I used before, and then I basically put a Togetic on it. Togetic is absolute trash, so it really didn't do too much for my team, because then I didn't have anything for Celesteela, and my Celesteela check from before was the Volcarona, and then I had to put the Togetic into Volcarona's place, and that didn't work out in my favor. Anyway, thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I know I haven't been coming out with many videos, and there's nothing I can do about that. I just have zero time to do so. And then when I do actually have time, I like to play other video games instead of making content, because if I make so much content for this game, I don't want to play it anymore. Anyway, thank you for watching, and good game to Snooze. I'll catch you all guys later, and probably next week on the EPL. And I'll be going to North Carolina regionals in March. Yeah, wow, it's almost March. Thank God, because the winter's almost over. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you all later. Thank you for watching. Peace.